Hello everybody and welcome to a Bazaar card reveal video. If you're new here, my name is Retromation. I'm currently uploading the Bazaar every day at a decently high level while trying to use a variety of different builds. I have a spreadsheet where I'm trying to get a 10 win with every item in the game on my board, and that spreadsheet is currently around an 82% completion. If that is the kind of thing that sounds interesting to you, perhaps you could subscribe. Otherwise, let's just get to what you actually came here for. So I was fortunate enough to get 5 of the 10 new cards to reveal from Vanessa's upcoming From the Shadows pack for Season 4, so in we go. First we have the Oni Mask, which was revealed in the Season 4 reveal video on the Bazaar channel. It is a medium apparel tech item that starts at bronze, has an 8-second cooldown, burns for 3, and it has the passive, when you crit, your burn items gain plus 3 burn for the fight, and when you slow, charge this 2 seconds. So the parallel between this and like Anglerfish and Lighthouse is pretty apparent. It's got the 8-second cast, burn, and when you slow charge this too, so it's going to be similar to those. The difference is going to be in the tags. You can't use this with Sea Dog Saloon like you can with the Anglerfish, but also you have the slightly lower base burn. At Gold and Diamond, it'll probably become more apparent how big the difference of the base burn is versus Anglerfish, but it goes 3, 6, 9, 12. I believe, for the burn, so like at Gold, there's going to be a big gap, but also when you crit, your burn items gain 3, 6, 9, 12 burn, I believe it is, which, pretty huge. It does not take a whole lot of crits for this to get out of hand really quickly. Do keep in mind these very much could be, changed before they hit live or nerfed, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this one get nerfed. It does seem quite good. Next, we have the Dart Launcher, which is a small bronze starting weapon tech item. 4-second cooldown with 4 ammo, do 5 damage, and if it's adjacent to a slow item, it'll slow for a second. If it's adjacent to a poison item, it'll poison for 3. So I do really like this kind of like conditional trigger on adjacency thing that Sword Cane does as well. Is Sword Cane particularly great? Not necessarily, but I feel like it's a fun little mini game to play that doesn't require you to run an entire slow board to get some extra slow synergy or something like that. It's just, honestly, it seems really good early. I don't know entirely how this is going to fit in like the mid or late game. I could see this being okay just on an ammo board. But in the early game, a 4-second poison 3 item is just really, really strong. So, like, I'll probably take this a lot on day 1, but it has the additional drawback of, well, if you take it and then you don't find a poison item, then it's not going to be poisoning at all. And that would be the main reason to get it on day 1, is for that poison effect. Next, we have the Integrated HUD, which is a small bronze starting apparel tech item. The item to the right of this has plus 10% crit chance. Note, it does not say weapon. When you crit with the item to the right of this, slow 1 item for 1 second. So at first glance, this looks like it'd be something maybe in the scope or silencer slot in a single weapon build, and I think you could especially go with a custom scope, because this does need to be adjacent to get the slow effect. Scope does not. You would only get the crit chance from one of them by doing that. You could have the silencer, you could just have all these attachments on your single weapon. You could do that. I think the best use case, since it doesn't need to be a weapon to proc this effect, putting it by the Oni Mask or Darkwater Anglerfish or Lighthouse seems very logical. Something that gets charges on slows. It's sort of like putting a heavy enchantment on that thing. God forbid you can put this by Eels and you can get twice as many slows when Eels goes off. So it's a great way to spit out a lot of slow triggers. This seems good. It seems good. It seems fun to play around with. I feel like I could see myself using it in a single weapon build in an interesting way. But all in all, I think probably using it by the slow burn kind of archetype. Next up, we've got the Kusari Gama. It is a small silver starting weapon tech item. 6 seconds, do 5 damage, slow 1 item for 1 second. Whenever you slow or crit, this and the adjacent weapons gain 5 damage for the fight. The way this upgrades is that it gains damage, an additional slow target, and additional scaling. You'll probably hear it in my voice, but I think that this item seems extremely strong. That bottom effect is wild. Whenever you slow or crit, this and adjacent weapons gain 5 damage for the fight. slow and steady at gold gives you 4 damage when you slow on all your weapons. Yes, it's on all your weapons instead of like 3, but still, that's huge. This is a small item. And you also get silver improvised weaponry, because when you crit this and adjacent weapons gain 5 damage. Like, it's huge. You put this by a proboscis and or an eels or something, like, you can go to the moon. You can put it by a katana as well, like just anything that just attacks relatively quickly. You're going to be getting so much value from this, it's wild. On top of the fact that it apparently will be scaling its slow triggers as well, so it'll slow extra items as it ranks up. I don't think this is going to last with this text for very long, is my guess. So judge it on the concept, and on the concept, I really, really like it. Like, it seems very strong, but I love the idea of blending the crit and the slow. I think that could be a lot of fun to try and play around with and maximize. And I saved my favorite for last, which is going to be the Cauterizing Blade. It is a medium silver starting weapon tech item. 5-second cast, do 20 damage, burn 2. And it is a modal quest item, which, you may have seen in Mac. The Soul Stone is one of these, where you have a quest on the bottom. So whichever one of these you do first, that is the passive that you're going to unlock. If the first thing you do is slow 10 times, you will unlock the ability to gain damage and burn when you slow. Or if the first thing you do is haste 10 times, then you get the 10 damage and 2 burn when you haste. So this thing seems awesome. Not just the art, which I think is very awesome, but it's very flexible. I believe the scaling goes, I would imagine it goes 10, 20, 30, 40. I don't know the exact numbers. And then 2, 4, 6, 8 burn, which would put it in line with how much burn Mantis Shrimp gets, but it does take up 2 slots. But it would also be getting more damage than Mantis Shrimp gets. So it'd be a more damage-focused version of that. Seems extremely flexible, very fun. It could be your payoff for a slow build, or it can be a payoff for your haste build. It cannot be doing both, so it's not going to be double dipping in value on like a shot glasses or something like that, which very clearly goes well with everything in this pack. I would not be surprised if shot glasses gets nerfed with the inclusion of these items, but we will see. But I think the quest system, especially with this kind of modal thing, where you get one or the other, I think is very cool. I think it helps a lot with as cards get added moving forward. It's like, okay, we're getting cards added to the pool. What if I'm looking for a slow payoff? What if I'm looking for a haste payoff? Well, now there's like this item right here could potentially be either of them for you. So it's really fantastic. I think it's a great item. It seems really strong. Wouldn't be surprised if this one gets nerfed as well, but before it even comes out. But we'll see. We will see. It's very cool, though. So, closing thoughts for this half of the pack, the 5 cards that I know right here. They seem really, really good. They seem fun, and they seem extremely cohesive with her current kit already. It doesn't feel like they're adding on a whole new thing that is just kind of its own thing. These fit quite well with a lot of other things that Vanessa is already doing. It seems maybe a little on the strong side. I wouldn't be surprised to see some of this stuff get nerfed before it's released. And if it's not, I would not be surprised to see it nerfed after release. So there's that. I'm really excited to play with these. As they have released more and more expansions for Vanessa, she has turned from a character that was like a little basic and not super my thing, like just, hello, let's stack a wide board of weapons. She's gotten really like interesting and combo-y and flashy over the course of time, and I think that is a lot of fun. And I think that this pack will be no exception to the flashiness. But yeah, we'll see what the other half of the pack is. I don't know at the time of recording. There was one item that they showed off in the Season 4 reveal video on their channel, and it was like a 5-second item starting at gold, and when it crits, you get invulnerable for 1 second, which sounds really, really good, but then it only does like 5 damage, and it starts at gold. I think that item is going to look really strong, but I think in practice, I think that these 5 cards that I see right here seem decently stronger. But alas, that is that, and that's going to do it here for today. My name is Retromation. Like I said earlier, I upload the Bazaar every single day while trying to play for variety, try and, play at a still high level if I can, but trying to use not just the same meta stuff over and over so that I can see all that the Bazaar has to offer. If that sounds interesting to you, consider subscribing. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.